Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, here we go. Happy Monday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Yeah. Everybody had nice weekends.
Yes.
You got to drink at her kids' dance on Friday. Sounds like a good time.
Then I got to drink with one of the stars from The Real Housewives of New York.
Okay, that's pretty cool for you.
Kids dance and stars from New York, housewives shit. Sounds terrible.
Virginia, how do you think about the Jaybird's Ghost Party on Friday?
That sounds terrible.
Okay, yeah.
You would have had fun because we were getting so turned. You would have had a good time.
Well, I heard Ryan Beckett's cute little self was there. So, yeah, that probably would have been fun to look at him.
Okay.
But the ghost stuff, I mean, it kind of drags.
Whatever. She likes to get all big and fucking mighty on this microphone. Behind the scenes, she's a kitten.
A kitten, huh?
Fucking kitten.
Really?
Loves
Wow.
ghost shit. Always asking me about aliens.
It's more of a bobcat.
She talks about, she's, hey, how much is that one G.I. Joe worth? Always asking me some cool questions.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, there were a couple of comments about Magnolia's senior trip.
Oh, good.
One text said, I was listening to the segment about the trip. In high school, a company tried to recruit me to be on the committee. I met with the guy, very sleazy. My parents said no, and it turns out the company got shut down shortly after for ripping a bunch of kids off. Took their money and no trip. A lot of scams happen with those kind of things, kids' senior trips.
Yes, that's what I'm hearing. A lot of them are shady.
And Cosimo said, yeah, I graduated from Jensen Beach High School last year, and it was the same senior trip as Virginia was talking about. Everyone just got wasted and partied. So,
well, that's what's going to happen. You know Mags ain't going there to learn, right? You know that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And she'll be 18 when the trip happens, so...
Where are you sitting with that now? Do you think that it's going to be something you're going to allow her to do, taking the senior trip?
Well, I told her she can go, but I'm going too. So, I mean, I'm allowed to go to Freeport.
Did she care about that? I mean, why would she care? You're pretty. I mean, you're going to get turned too.
I'm not going to stay in their hotel. I can get my own hotel. I can get my own transportation over there, but I'm just going to be sniffing around. You don't know where the fuck I am. I might be in the bushes in a ghillie suit sucking a daiquiri.
Virginia likes to explore by herself on a vacation. She can go by solo and be totally cool.
Totally fine.
I can do that too. I don't need all kind of hoopla.
I can find fun anywhere, but I just want to be on that island if anything goes down.
Could you do it if you had to go do the Keys for 3 days on your own?
Yeah.
Could you do that and have a lot of fun?
I think I'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think that I've ever taken a real trip by myself. I mean, maybe when I moved, to different cities, so I didn't really know anybody, and so I was kind of there just chilling by myself until I kind of got a friend base. But yeah, I don't think I'd have any problem. I think I'd be all right with that. I think it'd be cozy. I like meeting new people, and Key West is one of those towns. I always, I got so many great memories of I've gone into bars, sat down, and start talking to people, and they're the most fascinating. Key West is one of those towns that you just will run into the most fascinating people.
And I love just looking around at the architecture of like a city, just checking out the buildings and the old buildings and just like where the river meets the bridges and all. Like that's just fun to me, and watching and just stopping and getting a drink along the way and walking with a roadie.
Yeah.
It's fun to me.
Always take that roadie.
Always got that roadie.
Yeah, I hear you. Sounds good. Somebody said we need to get a TikTok update. Did Mags give V access again?
So I'm on her TikTok now. I can see all her stuff, and I was looking at it this morning. After we talked about it, I was like, oh, yeah, let me go look. Mm-hmm. I'm following her.
It's pretty tame, right?
Pretty tame, yeah. It's just her and her girlfriends dancing around in bikinis.
That's the account that you know of. She got a fucking secret account. Sassy Mags. Whatever.
Yeah.
I hate my mom.com.
Mm-hmm. And then the person wants to know, why did Caitlyn scrub her TikTok? And did the Queen find out about her being filmed by Caitlyn? Yeah, oddly enough, I think it was even on Friday. Kim was going through Caitlyn's TikTok. I was like, oh boy, I was waiting for something to come up. And
Because of the conversation we had?
no, I don't think so. I think she was just doing it because the Queen, I don't think ever checks out the podcast. She never listens to that. I really don't think anything ever gets back from her too much. So I think it was just kind of a coincidence. She was going on there looking. Caitlyn's been talking about wanting to do some of the social media stuff a little bit more. And so, you know, she was on there looking at Caitlyn's TikTok. And I know over the weekend they'd had it. Remember how the Mexican Queen, she had that TikTok and then she posted up a couple videos of Caitlyn's friend, Cheyenne, acting a fool. And those videos went viral. And my wife has 19,000 followers on TikTok. And she's like, you know what? I'm not really posting any videos anymore. So she turned that over to Caitlyn. So Caitlyn would have the 19,000 followers because Caitlyn's always doing videos of that kind of stuff. Caitlyn showed me a video she had and she's like, yeah, look at this video. And it was just a friend of hers who was really plowed at the bar and she spilled her drink.
Espresso martini,
yeah. And did you see it had like 60,000+ views?
I did see that.
Yeah. So she was just like, those are the kind of things that really do well on TikTok, I guess, because you're talking to other young drunks and they just get off on that stuff. And so it does really well. And so, yeah, so she jumped over on the Queen's account and moved her name and everything over there. I think she's going to start putting those videos there. So
okay.
That's what went down. So I don't think they were scrubbing anything because of feelings or whatnot.
That picture that one video, though, did get taken down.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, it came down.
You know,
I saw last night. And there's other ones up there that are still complimentary and sweet. But the one that wasn't so sweet is not there.
Yeah, and you know, Kim may have said something to her or Caitlyn. I think Caitlyn does listen to the podcast a little bit. So I think the older twins do. So
look, it'd be wise to stay on your mama's good side.
Yeah, and
it'd be wise to listen to what your dad's up to on the podcast. Yeah, I mean, doing that right.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, I don't think she meant anything by it.
Right.
Again, it's two different
It's
prisms.
content.
Yeah. Well,
to her, it's entertaining content.
Yeah, and I don't think she means, look, if my parents were raging like that, I'd probably post videos and be like, oh, that's so funny, that's great. But realizing, hey, look, we understand we shouldn't be behaving that way. And so we don't need to. It's one thing that we did it. And we're both like, gosh, man, that got away from me. That was a bad night. I don't want to celebrate it on somebody's TikTok platform. It's like, yeah, can we just kind of forget about that? That's one of those nights that we don't need to put a spotlight on.
The Sunday shamies.
Yeah, like, okay, it's bad enough we did. We're like, oh, did I do that?
We did it. The world doesn't
Yeah, we don't need to keep running it on repeat. Yeah, can we just like forget that one happened? So I think that probably is where it was. So, you know, Caitlyn may have realized that, or maybe Kim did say, hey, look, so you know, you can post whatever you want, you know, but if you get to a certain age, there's just some stuff that you can't post up there. So have at it, kid.
Protect the family.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
it's kind of like you're a little mini mafia. We protect the family.
Right. And, you know, hey, like I said, I don't necessarily care so much about me. I mean, look what I do. So it's not a big effect on me.
Well, you didn't look bad in the video.
Yeah,
but still, though, even
Kim.
with that said, though, you don't want to be you can't be looking bad in videos either. You know what I mean?
No, I don't want to look. I don't want to look bad. It's not
you
my joy.
want to look fun. You want to look like you're enjoying your life, but you don't want to be embarrassed or humiliated.
Right. Yeah.
That's not cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we want to stay away from that kind of stuff. But you know. So that's what was going on with that. That's why the TikTok changed a bit, and she can go on and live her best life on it. So if you're following the Queen before, you'll start seeing Caitlyn's videos up there. So.
Caitlyn makes cute videos.
She does.
Been rollerblading around Boca and doing little quick, beautiful videos, quick edits. Mm-hmm. And it's really cute.
Yeah, she's really plugged into the social scene. I mean, she's always out, you know, between Delray and Boca. So if you ever want to see that.
I'm living my best life, Daddy.
She is really living her best life. So she's definitely enjoying herself. Let me see. Got a couple other emails here. Doug, one about old drinks. So I was listening to Jay Bird talking about drinking the Coke from 1984. And my dad, at some point in World War II, before 1944, bought a bottle of English beer that he kept under the sink in every house we lived in until about 1971, when he decided he should drink it. And when he opened the bottle, he tried to pour it out, and this honey-like slime oozed from the bottle with about half of what was left in some gel state at the bottom.
Oh.
He didn't drink it, but he did say if he was like 20-something, he probably would have.
Honey like slime with a gel that stayed at the bottom.
I'm still putting that out there. If anyone's got any old-timey type of food, and I'm talking, if you got like 1989 Pringles, I'll try them. If you got them.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And he said, and also to answer Jaybird's question on who might be negotiating in the Russia-Ukraine negotiations, they got another one going on today. It's the third round of talks they're going to have. Doug is saying every State Department, some call it the Foreign Affairs Department, has a hierarchy of negotiators. So if you're kind of like looking at KVJ and your hierarchy as an example, at first you'd send like suits in. Now they might be up to the Denny's level of talks with the third.
But I get all that. That's not really what I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm asking the initial conversation. Hey guys, anyone hungry? Anyone want any? We got some calzones and
When they first get into
yeah.
the
How do
room.
you break the ice when there's such a big conflict going on and people are dying?
I don't
and
think
you've
they
got
worry
two
about breaking
sides?
the ice. I think they come in, it's very frigid. I was hearing an interview with one of the guys that is there. It was part of the negotiations, and he's a guy that's in the military. And he said, these guys come in and they're in these stuffy suits. And he said, you know what? That's not the attitude I have. So he wears a black ball cap and wears like a tracksuit. And they're like, well, that's not very, respectful. And that's, where's your suit? He's like going, dude, we're all on the run because you're attacking our country. I'm not going to try to put on a suit and get myself composed and put together. This is how I look because you've got my family and everyone in this country on the run. So this is what you're going to get. So I don't think they come in and be like, oh, would you love to have...
It's proving my point. Yeah. It's got, how can you, break bread, so to speak, going, hey, how's it going, guys? You guys want any tea before this thing gets car? It'd be tough to start it off that way.
I don't know that it's necessarily friendly. I think it's trying to just say, hey, look at what you're doing. You're killing innocent little babies and women, and people don't have this. So the only thing they've gotten through right now is coming up with that corridor where let people be able to evacuate during this. Don't do any bombing and shooting in this line where people have a way to escape the country, because as people are trying to escape, you started bombing and shooting them. So let's not do that if we could. So, yeah, we'll see how far they get here today, but yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing where this whole thing goes. It might be something that goes on for a long, long time.
Ugh.
Yeah, it may not be resolved today or in a week.
We're so used to getting everything so instantaneous.
Yeah.
You get sucked up into the, oh my gosh, this is going on. And then you're just waiting around going, all right, it's going to take a while to get an update here.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's going to be fascinating to see what happens with the news cycle, because right now, they're going on these storylines. They got girls singing in bunkers and guys playing their magical pianos as people are evacuating the country. What happens when the ratings start to dip a little bit because we get, Ukraine fatigue and saying, I feel like I'm just kind of watching the same stuff over and over again. And going, hey, Disney opened a new theme park.
The news dictates what they pretty much tell us what to talk about and what to care about.
And the Ukrainians are like, hey, it's still the same
right.
today.
Yeah.
As it was
Still
yesterday.
sucks.
Yeah, it's hey, did you see what they did today? And we're like, yeah, well, okay, yeah, well,
Kanye just dropped another album.
Right. It's going to be interesting to see where the news goes with this, what the tolerance will be, because,
And two, what really truly develops. If something major.
Mm-hmm. Stephanie had said, I heard you talking on the ATS about finding a good, unbiased media source, and it is tough. And she said, I would highly recommend NPR. That's what she said. They're an unbiased news source, radio and podcast. So listen to NPR Up First and NPR Consider This on Spotify on most days to get a short update on current events.
You're going to get some of the emails. Kevin, NPR took money from...
Yeah, that's her comment. So, there you go. Well, earlier on the show, we did a raise your hand poll. We said if you've been falsely accused of cheating from a significant other, raise your hand. 40% of the KVJ show did. So 2 out of the 5 of us. Jaybird, I think you had your hand up then.
I did. My ex-fiance, remember, she had the one guy that spoke her native tongue. He also spoke English really well, and he was telling her, Jason's cheating on you. He's an American man. American men will always cheat on you.
That's not all he did with his tongue.
He's cheating on her. He's cheating on you with you right now. She believes him. Yeah, it was awful.
Okay, and so she said, yeah, you're...
We got back together. I convinced her that it was all a lie, and we got back together because we put the wedding on hold, and then it turned shitty quickly again after that. That guy was still around. He ended up marrying her. He wanted to. He loved her. He wanted her.
Right.
So he did everything in his power to put a wedge between us. And I didn't know any of that was going down.
Wow.
So he just completely sabotaged.
Oh,
your
yeah.
He
relationship.
shanghaied your relationship.
He did. He was doing it in a way she could understand and believe him.
And you didn't even know it was happening.
Didn't know any of it was happening.
Wow.
I found out after the fact.
Dang. Okay. I think Denny's also raised his hand on that.
Yes.
Raise your hand if you've been caught stealing. 60% of the KVJ show had. Virginia, you were part of that?
Yeah, when I was younger, I got caught stealing from Sears.
Okay.
I was a little girl, and I took this ceramic frog because I really wanted it. I was like,
Did you know not to do it?
oh yeah.
You did? How old were you?
Like Rocco's age.
Okay.
So I took the ceramic frog and I put it in my pocket. And then I guess it was kind of big, so I was walking funny. And my mom and dad were like, "What's in your pocket?" I was like, "Nothing."
Were you nervous to do it?
Oh, yeah. I remember doing it. I remember getting busted. I remember they made me go back into the Sears Garden Center and give back the little ceramic frog and apologize.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's how you teach a kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine went a little different.
Okay.
Mine was at Winn-Dixie. And you remember those big old displays of Brock's candy that have?
Yes.
That'd be all little plastic, and you have to put
A nickel or whatever, yeah.
Grab a bag of it. I was probably 3 or 4, and I was just taking a bunch of it. And I don't think I even knew I was stealing it, but I was taking it, putting it in my pocket, and this woman comes up and starts yelling at me. And she didn't realize my mom was right there. And that was the wrong thing for her to do. She starts yelling at me. My mom starts screaming at me, "That's my kid. You don't yell at my kid." And the lady was fucking scared. And I think I kept the candy. Didn't pay for it.
Let me see. We also asked who has stolen and not gotten caught. Was, I think, one of the questions that we also had on the show. That would be me.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I was a good little thief back in the day. I was very bored. There wasn't a lot going on in my hometown, and so I got into a lot. I basically was just a little shithead for about 2 years, just doing that kind of stuff. And in fact, it was kind of an art form for me. I would love it. It was a game. I'd have my friends watch me. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to steal something," and you guys won't even notice. And they would watch me, and then we'd lead the story. Be like, "When you chickened out," I'd be like, "Oh, nope, got this, got that." Like, how'd you do that?
In your face.
Yeah. So yeah, I would steal. Back then, you could steal CDs. So a lot of times I'd steal CDs from stores. They didn't have all the stuff that would go off,
Right, the barcode
sirens,
and the
and all that
alarm.
kind of stuff. So I get that, shirts, and just little stupid stuff like that. Let me see. Raise your hand if you have ever snuck into a movie theater for free. Amazingly, I don't think I ever have. I don't have any memory of ever doing that, but about everybody had on the show.
Yeah, I think back in the day, I remember I might have been 18 or 19. When I first started drinking, I think a bunch of us went to go see the Star Wars movie, and I think we stayed and ended up seeing it again for free.
Yeah.
I used to clip out of the newspaper all the movie times. And I would go early in the day and pay for the first movie, but then stay all day and then just know which theater to hop to next.
Okay.
Because back in the day, they didn't put the movie times outside of the theater. I think they do now.
That's a young person's game. I'd be I'm a pussy now. I'd be so scared to do that.
Well, now they'll know if you did it because you have to pick your seat, right?
Yeah, it just...
Now it's a whole thing. If there's somebody sitting in one of those seats that didn't get paid for, they'll probably be like, what's going on?
Yeah, most of us on the show had done that. So that was something that was very common. So there you go. That's the results.
I think it was easier to do back in the day as well, like you're saying.
It was.
Yeah, they've definitely, the anti-theft stuff now that they do, man, oh man.
It's because of us.
But there's still
Yeah.
people that are good, even with all the anti-theft stuff. You know, even Walmart, they got all the cameras everywhere. But I know people are able to steal from Walmart. It's very easy.
Well, the thing that's so crazy now is just people that are legit. What's different now, they used to try to stop you. And now, a lot of times they don't, because a lot of these stores have that policy where they don't want their staff stepping in. They're like, look, insurance will take care of it. There could be added liability that happens if somebody gets hurt, and we don't want that. So let them go. And so the weird thing about it now is these brazen thieves who walk into stores and just take stuff and walk right out.
Denny's used to work at the Apple store. He said that if someone would try to break in and take something, you just have to let them take it. You're not allowed to try to tackle them or stop them.
Yeah. So I guess that's where it goes. So in a sense, it is, parts of it are harder to steal, but then parts of it are just different and weird. So it's kind of a different era. Yeah, you said they had a really interesting hiring process at the Apple store.
You're gonna have to ask Sweet Denny's. He was telling me about that. Denny's. Yeah, he used to.
Because I know a lot of places may do something that's, interesting or quirky, that's kind of thing, where they ask you weird questions, or they have weird ways of trying to find the right type of person and personality to fit their business.
You think it's NASA?
It is the weirdest hiring process I've ever been through.
What do they do?
If you needed a job because you were low on money, you can't get a job at Apple. It takes 6 months to get a job there.
Really?
It takes forever. So when the first interview they make you go to, they rent out a convention center. You have to do it at a convention center. They rent out one of the grand halls.
Okay.
They have all the team leaders from all the local stores in the entire state come out. And they have maybe a group, I'd say, of about 60 applicants.
Okay.
And you're in that group, just kind of ushered in, and they have a bunch of tables set up. And then they put about 5 managers at each table, and they split you into groups of 10 or so. And they ask you questions at this round table, and you have to do your interview with a group of other people, and you answer scenarios. So they're like, a shady guy walks in who doesn't have any money, and he said he's looking for an iPod Touch. Josh, what do you do?
Fuck
and he
him up.
points right at you. And you have to answer it right there in front of everybody. And then they would do role playing. And they're like, so you're looking for a 4th generation iPad, but the 5th generation comes out in 2 months, and the consumer knows this. What do you tell them? And you're just like, I don't know. Don't buy it for 2 more months. You have to go through the whole process. Well, anyway, so after
did they tell you right away if you blew the question, like, no, that's not the right answer, or you just don't know?
No, you don't know. And then they're just, it's a bunch of questions like that. It's very weird. It takes, they pay for your lunch. It probably took like 3.5, 4 hours to do this.
Dang.
It was a whole day affair, right? So I leave and they don't tell you anything. They're like, all right, we'll get in touch with you. You don't hear anything for 2 weeks. And then I got an email saying, you've been accepted for interview 2. And I'm like, interview 2? That wasn't the interview? So I go back for interview 2, and it's a panel. I think it was 3 to 5 people from local stores. And it's a much smaller group, and you guys are separated this time. But you have to go in there, and they ask you all sorts of insane questions, right? Well, so it's more of that type of stuff.
If someone comes into a store looking for a computer and offers you cocaine, what do you say?
Stuff like that.
You always take the cocaine.
Well, you always take it. So then after that interview, another 2 weeks or 3, I think it was a month later, they hit me up. I thought for sure they weren't going to hire me at this point. I just started looking for another job.
Right.
And I get a thing saying, you've been accepted to interview 3. And I'm like, interview 3?
That's insane.
So interview 3 is the weirdest because you get in there, you sit down at the table, it's only one person, and they're sitting there like, so what do you do for fun, man? What do you like to do? What's your favorite movies? The whole time they were just asking me what I liked.
Didn't you say too his family members are in the background?
Yeah, he's got like, oh, these are my kids, blah, blah, we can go snowboarding. What do you like to do in your free time? What do you do? Like, it was like this cool guy just asking me what I do in my free time.
You like snowboarding, Josh?
He's like, so sometimes when I'm out in the peaks with my fam, we got our Apple stuff, don't worry. But, so after that, they just chat with you for an hour, and then you leave.
Are the Apple stores known for having unbelievable customer service?
I think they are. Everybody that works there loves it. I mean, they pay
Okay.
they paid really well. You got a great discount on pretty much anything. I can't think of anything in the store that wasn't. And then on top of that, if you do, they have. I think it's called. I can't remember anymore. I think it's called OEM certification, whatever.
Okay.
Which teaches you how to use the Apple products. If you take that, you get paid even more. And it's free. It's offered through Apple if you work for them.
Oh, wow.
So I figured, why the heck not, right? Just take that stupid course.
Yeah, get the money.
I do
Makes
like
sense.
it's fun. I like the idea of the whole role playing. So if this happens, how would you I kind of like that.
Well, that is kind of smart. I get that. That does make some sense because, when you get out there, then you're not guessing. Be like, I don't know. I mean, it's already in your mind. Be like, okay, I know exactly how to roll with this.
I like hearing how people would solve weird, fucked up problems.
Yeah, and that's probably it. You probably say, look, we don't want robots. We want problem solvers here that can, make the person feel good about our product, even if they don't hear what they want to hear.
I mean, you get everybody too. Our group was insane.
Well, if you legit had the scenario if someone came in there, hey, I need my computer fixed, and I got some cocaine, we would all handle that differently.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to hear how everyone handles
Yeah.
that.
It was very intense. Like I said, if you're looking for a quick job, it is a terrible place to apply. It takes forever, and they don't give you any updates in between each thing. It just randomly you get an email one day. So I thought they weren't going to hire me, and I ended up getting a job there. Who knew? The whole time I thought they for sure weren't going to hire me.
Is it a great place to work?
It was awesome.
Okay.
They weren't dicks. They're like, hey, we got sandwiches here. All right, guys.
No, it's a super cool place to work. All the managers were cool. The only knock I had was the store I worked at in Colorado Springs was right off of the highway, so it was constantly robbed. That was they would constantly rob it because they would come in. You're not allowed to do anything. You have to let everybody rob you. All the people go to the back of the store and just wait. But they would get right on the highway and no one would ever hear from them again. They was constantly being robbed.
Didn't you say too? Some of them would take their time because they knew they could do.
They know
nothing?
the protocol. They go in there. They would just have a little mallet, break some glass, grab some stuff, and they're just chatting while they're doing it as if it's no biggie.
Taking
and then
their
they get in their
time.
car.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, because they knew that by the time the cops they've robbed the place so many times at that point, they know how long it takes for everything to happen.
Wow.
So it was a very common place to be robbed. So during Christmas, they'd have to keep everything in the back. And then the robbers would get all mad because you can't get to the merchandise.
Because you're Apple.
Well,
and your customer service friendly, got to let them know where the product was.
They'd be like, what do you mean it's in the back? It's locked. Where's the manager? And they'd be so mad. And you're like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Can't open it. Quit robbing us.
Please quit robbing us. Getting robbed is a little stressful.
Oh, my gosh.
No doubt. I think they're getting ready to put a new gigantic Apple store in. If I remember, I think my buddy said, I think they're knocking down Cheesecake Factory.
What?
Oh,
At the
really?
Square, and I think it's going to become a massive Apple store, something like that.
Well, I don't know if I like that.
There goes your fried macaroni and cheese balls.
Yeah, I think
West
that's what
Palm
it
will still
was.
deliver Virginia. I know this for a fact.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, thank you very much for that, Denny's. Thank you guys for locking in here on a Monday. And for your emails, you can always send them to us, mail@kvjshow.com.
Thank you to our friends at Atoll Vodka. We appreciate your sponsorship, and we ask everybody, if you haven't tried Atoll Vodka, go grab some for yourself. mashandgrape.com.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.